Welcome to the Build Show. Hey, what's up, owner? Welcome to the Build Show. Altered to go. Welcome to the Build Show. Pata, welcome back to the Build Show, sir. It's been a while. Ant-Man, welcome back to the Build Show. Leave me alone. Welcome to the Build Show. Build Show. I got swords. What's up? Tat, both of you over there on Twitch, welcome to the Build Show. We got a build to do. You haven't noticed. I will say I had to steal the RTX 4060 out of one of the inventory builds that I already did. What's up, Steve Anderson? Welcome back to the Build Show. Ant-Man says pizza burger stream at 1K subs. Maybe. What's up, Scotty? How you doing over there, sir? All of us are addicted to builds. We must build. Yeah, it's going pretty good. We've got a lot of builds, but we're running out of builds. So we have a lot of builds, and now we're running out of builds. Don't know what we're going to do if we don't have builds. What are we going to do? Anyway, guys. So this 4060 I pulled out of the inventory build. It is a new RTX 4060, just for the record. Because the RTX 4060 for this build is still in limbo out there on a UPS truck driving across the country. Who knows what adventure that RTX 4060 is actually having right now. Come on in. Well, hello there. Sorry, the ladies just had to walk by. But yeah, this that 4060 must be on a amazing adventure on that UPS truck, just enjoying life. Meanwhile, I'm in full panic trying to figure out where to come up with another RTX 4060. Thankfully, we have another one. So we're just going to go ahead and consider that other 4060 lost, and I'm just going to put this one in the build. Originally, we were supposed to have a white RTX 4060 for the build. As you can see, we went through the efforts of getting a ice version of the B650 that we're putting in here, but unfortunately, there are no white 4060s available currently, so there was going to be a black card going into the build. So this is the closest thing we can do. If he really wants me to make it white, I could take the shroud, paint it white, as well as the back plate, because I think this is plastic. But I mean, then we're covering up the wording. I don't know if he really wants me to go to that extreme. What's up, Godzend? Welcome back to the Build Show. Live stream gameplay. What do you mean, live stream gameplay? Leave me alone. Just scored a 4060 today. Nice, nice, nice. Which model of Team Group NVMe you have for this pre-built? This is the MP44. So we have two drives going in. We have a 2 terabyte and we have a 1 terabyte going in. They are the MP44s. MP44, which is a super fast quick drive. The C drive is going to be the 2 terabyte, and then we have an extra storage 1 terabyte selected. So this is the View Infinity on the website. So if you're familiar with the builds on the website, this is called the View Infinity. On the View Infinity, it's really cool because you can customize colors on components. You can customize which graphics card, which RAM, which storage you want, first and secondary storage, as well as your CPU, color, fans, your case color. There's a whole bunch of customizations you can choose from there, which makes it really nice. But the problem we sometimes run into, like right now when we're in a GPU shortage, is we're supposed to have a white graphics card for this build. We can't get one. So again, I could probably paint this and make it look nice and white, you know, spray paint it, the shroud and the back plate, but I really don't want to have to do that. So we're going to probably leave it as is and send the build off as it is. But anyway, that's the View Infinity. We can go ahead and run through the rest of the build here. And it looks like I bumped them up to an 850 watt. I don't know why I did that. Did I mess that up? Nope, I must have bumped them up to an 850 watt, even though it was supposed to be a 650 watt. So the exclamation point build on the Streamlabs is actually incorrect. It shows a 650 watt, but we actually got them an 850. I must have done that when I was going through like, maybe we should do an 850. Are you a RGB build guy or a non-RGB guy for your personal? I have RGB in my personal, but it's because I had a Lian Li case with RGB in it available for my build, and it was from a customer's build, as well as a 3070 Ti, as well as I was trying out a AIO that I was going to be using more frequently for customers, which I ended up not liking as much, so I ended up not using it as much. I started using them and then decided to switch over to Thermalright, and that was a while ago. Or no, it was Deepcool. So I started using them, and then I started using Deepcool, and then Deepcool got shut down, and then I switched over to Thermalright and Arctic and a bunch of other brands now. What is my build specs? My build specs, I think exclamation point specs will actually give you everything, but it might not be fully up to date because I've added more RAM and storage since then. I think it's exclamation point spec, S-P-E-C, yeah. In my local Facebook marketplace, it's a 4060 Ti 8 gig at $340 US. What do you guys think about that price to get it? That's actually not a bad price for a 4060 Ti, but considering the 5060 Ti just came out and the 5060 is coming out, and we don't know exactly what the performance of the 5060 is going to be. Kind of wait. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that, Onra. And you can also get a 3070 or a 3070 Ti around that price, which might be a little bit better. Didn't work? All right. Well, I have an AMD Ryzen 7 5700X right now on a ASRock B550 motherboard with 32 gigs of RAM, I think, or I have it up to 64, I don't remember off the top of my head, which is funny because I remember I had to borrow my RAM to test another system at some point, and then I put it back in, and I think I upgraded it when I did that. And then I have about 4 terabytes of storage in the system, and they're all NVMe SSDs. And I have a Vitro AIO cooling the CPU, and then an RTX 3070 Ti with an EVGA 850 watt power supply. So it's a solid system, and it's in a Lian Li LandCool 205 mesh case. So the front is mesh. It's kind of cramped, to be honest. I'm not a super big fan of that case. It's a little bit crampy. But I mean, at the time when it came out, it was a really good case. It was actually one of the better cases you can build in. But since then, you know, cases have evolved into something way better, so... Tat says, anyone want to trade a RTX 4080 Super for a 9070 XT and a 3082 for one deal? Damn. I've got a feeling there's something else going on with your system. I'd be almost wanting to try a different power supply in your system, Tat. But, you know, buy it from Amazon so you can easily return it if it doesn't change anything. Just out of curiosity. I will wait to watch if the guy just downed the price. Oh, yeah. Hey, Stripes Taco, thank you for the follow over there on Twitch. Hey, John, welcome to the build show, sir. Welcome. I could just put in my daughter's build, yeah? Yeah, as long as it's at least an 850 watt power supply. Hey, Mike, what's up, man? Happy Friday. Welcome back to the Build Show, sir. Yeah, Dad, I don't see why you couldn't. It's EVGA 850. Yeah, that should have 2 PCIEs. So that should be fine. Yeah. It's a good way to test. How can the co-host not have a cam? Who's co-hosting? Steve says, I got a great deal on some good games yesterday. 1280 for the Mafia Definitive Edition. Nice. I almost said definition. Mafia Definition Edition. Definitive Edition. Question, how did your very first ever build go? Terribly. But mind you, my first build was a long time ago. Back when Windows 98 was a thing. So, my first build to install the OS. So I've got the PC built, or had the PC built, and it was good. Everything was put together properly and correct. The only thing I had trouble with was getting the operating system installed. And back then, you could not boot from a USB drive. You could not boot from a CD drive for the OS. You couldn't boot from a DVD. And you couldn't boot from a CD. So I had a Windows 98 CD. The one thing I was missing was a floppy. You had to use a floppy to boot from the floppy to then hand off the setup to a CD. Weird, I know, but that's how you had to do it. So you booted to the floppy. It was like a floppy boot disk, and then that would allow you to start the setup on the CD, which then it would take you through the process of setting up Windows. So that's where I got stuck. And the only thing I didn't have was the floppy disk, and I just didn't know. I mean, it was my first build. So thankfully my uncle was pretty tech savvy at the time, and he was building PCs and things, and he came over and helped me figure it out. Snoopy, what's up, man? Welcome to the Build Show. Okay, I'm on Twitch now. All right. Max is the co-host. He's kind of running around now. The girl's just walked in, so he's just running around chasing him. John, I have seen so many videos on PC building that I feel I could do it with no tutorial, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, you're always going to run into something and be like, what about this? And then you go on YouTube, learn it, and then you know it. And then problem solves. You got pictures of your first build? Oh, man. I don't think so. Because back then, we didn't even have flip phones. Flip phones, I mean, we had them, but I didn't have one, so I didn't take a picture. I didn't have a camera. I don't think I have a picture of my first PC, to be honest. And if it did exist in my parents' house, that was lost in a house fire back in 2016. So anything that was in the house is gone. They lost the whole house. This is Steve Anderson. Okay, nice, man. Welcome to the Twitch side. My first build was filled with sweat and tears. I almost said sweet tears. Sweat and tears, pouring sweat on electrical parts was scary. Yes, but that helps the FPS. I mean, I put sweat, blood, and tears into PC parts before, so they still work. Or they still worked, anyway. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, no. I just don't have a picture, and if my PC did still exist, it existed until 2016. Ben is 58 Leaf. What? I'm not 58. I am from the floppy generation. I was a kid when I was doing this, guys. So I think I'm 35 right now. So I was like 10 years old when I built my first PC, or 12 or something like that. I don't know. I was young. But I figured it out. Had it built. It was a different time too. It was actually more difficult, I think, back then to build than today. Baby Ben. Yeah. I got so sorry, Ben. I'm still here, just engrossed in Minecraft right now. Nice. No worries, man. Did you see the new build that got picked up over there, or did you? 'Cause I know you moved or something. Windows came on 25 floppy disks. I don't think. Yeah, I mean maybe like Windows, a different version of Windows, but 98 it was on a CD. That's all I can remember is it was being on a CD and you had to use a floppy to boot. It was like a boot disk. It's what we used to call them. 3.5, brother. Oh boy. No, thank you. Been building longer than I'm alive. I've been building a long time, guys. So, all right. Talking about building, let's build a PC. I know that's what everybody's here for. All right, so first off, we're going to run through the specs of the build, and then we'll get started with the CPU, the motherboard, the RAM, and all that good stuff. So starting off, we have the Ryzen 7 7700X, which has got 8 cores, 16 threads, and a maximum boost of 5.4. It's a Zen 4 CPU, AM5. So we're going to be using the Thermalright contact frame, the AM5 contact frame for the build. And we are going to be using TF7 Thermalright, TF7 thermal paste on the CPU, which we're going to cool with a Thermalright Frozen Infinity 360 in white. The Infinity is cool because it's got the mirror finish with some addressable RGB, and then the fans have a mirror finish on the sides, which is cool. Next, we have the motherboard, which is a Gigabyte Aorus B650 Aorus Elite AX Ice. So it's a white board, which is really cool looking. And then we also have, for the RAM, a 32 gigabyte DDR5 kit, which is 6000 CL30, and it's in an AMD Expo, which is by G.Skill Trident Z5 Neo RGB. So that is our RAM that we're going to be using, and it is in a matte white color, so it's kind of matching the color scheme. For the SSDs or the storage, we have two. We have a 2 terabyte for the C drive, M.2, NVMe PCIe Gen 4, MP44 by Team Group, and then we have a 1 terabyte MP44 for the secondary storage. So we have a total of 3 terabytes of storage for the build. Powering the system, we have an 850 watt 80 plus gold by Sagitep. Now, originally we were supposed to do a 650 for the build, but I think I changed that somewhere down the line and just ordered an 850. I don't know why I did that, but I did. Either way, that gives them more headroom. That's probably why I did that. Then we have some pink and white cable extensions here, so to add to the flavor of the color scheme. And then over here we have some Asia Horse bands that we're going to be using in the build, which means we're going to probably be replacing some of the case fans. The case, talking about that, is a Thermaltake View 270. So if you're familiar with the Thermaltake lineup, this is the View, and it's the 270, so it's got the tempered glass front and side panel. It's got side intake, bottom intake, a rear fan, and a AIO that you can mount, or a radiator you can mount at the top. Similar to the same style case that we just built in yesterday, but this is going to be a different color. This is a... What color did we select? I think it's the blue one. Like that light blue. Yeah, it's the blue one. So we've got that case, and then we're going to be installing Windows 11. So that is the build out for today. You gonna update either specs in the build, Ben? Nah. The only thing that's incorrect is the power supply, which I said for some reason, because I was reading off the invoice when I was typing that out, was a 650 watt, but we have an 850 watt. So that's the only difference on there. Leave me alone, Ben. Have you ever had a 5.25 inch drive? Yes. Yes, I did. 5 1/4. I had 5 1/4. I was hoping you said green. Matcha. No, it's the blue one, the Hydra, whatever you call it. Hydraniga? Hydraniga? I don't know how to even pronounce that word. Ballroom Blitz, let's go! The stain is right above Ben's head. That's the stain that he's talking about. Windows, back when I first started messing with PCs, looks like most BIOS now. Yeah. I think most BIOS today operate smoother with a UI than Windows back then. Maybe my ad blocker is blocking Steve the Stain. Steve the Stain's right there. Right there. That's Steve the Stain, according to Tat over on Twitch. I don't think it's been official yet, but... Alright, let's get started with the build, guys. Shall we? Ugh. Dude. Oh, it's official. Oh boy. Do. Do. Words can be hard, I know. So are a lot of other things. I was like, where's my remote? What specs should I get for a $1,000 build? I have 1 terabyte NVMe SSD I can use, by the way, so you saved yourself about $55 on a 1 terabyte SSD storage. So I'd say, like, if you have a, I don't know, John, if you have a Micro Center nearby or not, but if you do, you could get a CPU motherboard bundle, RAM bundle, CPU motherboard RAM bundle for a pretty good price. That'll save you a ton of money. And then, you know, let's say that's $300 for your budget for your CPU, RAM, and motherboard. Get a $80-ish case, 80-ish, I'd say 80 to 90. And then power supply is going to be about another, get yourself like a 750 or 650 watt gold power supply. It's going to be around $70-ish, $80. So you're looking at close to 500 there, and the rest of it can pretty much be your graphics card and your cooler. Well, it's definitely worth going there if it's only an hour away. Would highly recommend it. So we're going to go ahead and install our Ryzen 7 7700X into the socket here. This board is Caucasian. Oh boy. Cat. You always go there. So we've installed the CPU. Now we're going to go ahead and install the AM5 contact frame. Hey, thanks, Ron, over on the Facebook for the like. Mucho gracias. I'll write that down. Yeah, you could definitely find a really good bundle there. CPU, RAM, motherboard. I don't know if they're different at different store locations, but that is definitely where I would source the motherboard, CPU, and RAM, because it'll give you the most bang for your buck when you're building your own. Where did my driver go? I don't know. No idea what that was. That weird sound effect was brought to you in part by AS Rock. The B550, that sucks. It's in my stream PC. Next, G.Skill. Trident Z5 Neo RGB, 32 gigs, DDR5, 6000 megahertz, CL30. AMD Expo certified kit. So you're probably looking at a RTX 5060, to be honest, John, or a 7600 XT. You can swing the 7600 XT 16 gig. That would be BA. Those are my initials, but it also means badass. Badass actually shares initials with my name. We installed them in slots A2 and B2, not R2, D2. All right, next, we got two SSDs to install. We're going to install a 2 terabyte MP44 and a 1 terabyte MP44. Yeah. Bend the BA. Now, I don't have a BA. I gotta get more of this stuff. These tracks in here. These are dope. You guys like this track? I feel like it's a good vibe. Like upbeat, like keep it going, Ben. Come on. But not too upbeat, like it's chill. You like it? I like it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. When you're a PC builder and you build a ton of PCs, you have screwdrivers for M.2s, you have screwdrivers for cases, you have screwdrivers for... You just have a unique screwdriver for every scenario. This is my M.2 screwdriver. SSD is installed. Moving on to the next step, which is breaking the case out. Should I go NVIDIA or AMD? I would go AMD for the CPU, and then your graphics card, NVIDIA or AMD. If you're trying to stream, NVIDIA, probably I would lean towards NVIDIA. If you're not trying to stream and you're just trying to game, definitely run AMD. But I know there's going to be mixed opinions out there, so... Oh. Pretty color, huh? I have to peel those because there's tape stuck to the chassis. I could just roll the tape back and leave it on there, but whatever. The tape is there to help secure the glass during shipping so it doesn't pop out. Well, I think that's sound advice. AMD all the way. Don't be afraid. Just go to the join us. Join the dark side. It is your destiny. Padawan. Snoop, I was gone for a couple of minutes. I was setting up Brave browser. Oh, nice. Tat played Dun 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 for. Oh yeah, I know I did. Mix between techno and Minecraft music. Yeah, AMD all the way here, Ben. Welcome to the AMD side. AMD gives you options like running Linux instead of Windows. You can run Linux with running Linux instead of Windows. You can run Linux with NVIDIA, but AMD performance is much better. I got swords. No! What's that all about? What are you yelling no for? I want the price to performance I get from AMD. I want to stream Fortnite from my PC. Well, you can do that from AMD still. I'm not saying you can't do it from AMD. It's just the preference for streaming has always been NVIDIA. I don't know why. Maybe because the encoder for AMD was kind of crummy back then, but today I think it's gotten a lot better. My AMD GPU is doo-doo right now. First AMD card. Get it done. Like I said, Tat, maybe you need... I mean, try the power supply. If that doesn't work, you can also try to return it and get a replacement and see if that changes anything. If that doesn't cost you anything except for time. I mean... Or just straight up return it and then go to NVIDIA. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, Tat. I don't know why it's doing what it's doing. I'm supposed to work with a customer that's having an issue with the 9070 XT right now, where Call of Duty won't actually launch, which is kind of weird. It's the 9070 XT build that we did with the Sapphire Pulse. I don't know if you guys remember that one. It was a few builds ago. And for some reason, Call of Duty won't launch. And same with Marvel Rivals. Marvel Rivals will not launch on that build. But everything else seems to work fine, which is weird. So I don't know if it's a driver thing or what it is. We'll figure it out, of course, but I need time on the PC to figure it out. Watchers from YouTube should hit the like button. Oh, thank you for mentioning that, Leaf, because I forget. I don't really pay attention to that stuff. I don't really focus on that, if you've noticed. I'm not one of those guys that's like, make sure you like and subscribe. I don't care if you like or subscribe or dislike the video. I'm just here to build, man. AMD just released a new drivers yesterday. Ooh, that's good to know. So I will try those. So I'm thinking it's a driver problem for this other issue. Okay, so I can't remember what I did here. I know I got some fans, extra fans. Let's see what ones I got. So now I'm supposed to replace... Why did I get 4 of those? That makes no sense. Don't know which one this is. So this is a reversed blade. This is a pack of 3 reversed blades. Unfortunately, the Asia horse box just does not define what things are very well. So I'm just gonna open them up. Try to figure out what I planned for this build because I can't remember. I do so many estimates and I'm like, wait, what did I do with this build? What did I want to do? I know we're doing bottom fans. I thought we're doing side fans and rear fan. But I have 4 fans here, which makes 0 sense. So these should be reversed. Maybe I thought I had 3 on this side and I accidentally ordered an extra? Or they sent me an extra? That's another reverse blade. Dang it. So Twitch has a free, if you don't want ads, Twitch Turbo. Really? My daughter said I can test my card till Sunday. She's playing Sims. Yay, more empty boxes for Ben's room. Yes. Okay, and here's a regular fan, so that would be the rear one. Hey, the rear. Hey, Rook. Rukata? Sometimes there's a background processes and anti-cheats fight each other. It's a good point. I also had him test it because I was curious. He had it installed on Steam. Oh. This is interesting. He had it installed on Steam. So... maybe I accidentally ordered 2 of the reverse regulars. Hey, I'm opening the boxes. Chill out, man. Jeez. What was I thinking about? Okay, so... I was thinking about... he had it installed on Steam, Call of Duty, so I had him try it on Battle.net just because I was curious to see if maybe that was part of the problem. And that didn't change anything. It still wouldn't launch. Alright, these are reverse blades as well. We are, and I just somehow ordered an extra one. I don't know why. I don't know why, but I ordered an extra one, so... or they just sent me an extra one, I don't know. But these boxes are not labeled very well to define which one's a reverse blade and which one's not. It's like the same box for all of them. And I bet you it's probably in that model number on the sticker, but whatever. Another box for another stack of fans. By the way, if anybody needs any, like, random fans, I have a bazillion random fans. Okay, so now we know what we're doing. We're doing 3 on the bottom, 2 on the side, reversed, and then a regular on the rear. We'll set those aside. Let's get these fans out of here. Those are being removed. But I will say these are going to look absolutely dope in here. Totally dope. Maximum dopage. Maybe I shouldn't say that on YouTube. Hey, what's up, Jesse? Welcome back to the Build Show, sir. Sometimes it's an anti-cheat issue. Ooh. You pretty sure about that? Don't look into that. It's worth to go to Micro Center even if I live about an hour away from it, yes. So, what you should do, John, is go to Micro Center's website, locate your local store, and then price out a build, and then price out that same build on like Newegg or Amazon, and see if it's worth. Make sure it's worth it, and then you could even do the mileage from your house to the store, and find out how much gas it's going to cost to go from your house to the Micro Center and back, and then you could estimate the cost there. Then you can see if it's worth it or not. You got to do a little bit of math. Because if you order it online, you also have shipping. Unless you have a massive account like me that gets free shipping. Okay. Thermaltake fans have been removed. Alright, so what's next? Well, we've got a completely empty chassis now. Let's go ahead and drop a board in there and see what happens. Oh man, that looks nice. White on white. Clean. Clean. What's up, Gregory Smith? Welcome back to the Build Show. Looks awesome, yes. It is clean. How many PCs do you do in a day? Right now it's like maybe one a day. We're really slow right now. So if you're looking for a PC, you know where to buy it, right? No, it's just been really slow lately. So right now, we're barely doing it one a day. It's just been slow. I don't know if it has something to do with the economy or not, but everybody's just running out of money. Or John can just let his mom drive, no gas money needed. Good point, Tat. It's a good point. I just used my free Prime sub. Nice. Thank you, Tat. By the way, much appreciated. So Twitch has Oh yeah, you already covered that one. I think that's it. Am I missing anything? Oh, Jesse, Carol, and Carter all over on the Facebook. Thank you for the likes. All right, so we've got the motherboard installed. Now we're going to get the front panel stuff taken care of, plugged in. And from there, we can start installing some of these fans. Get the cable extensions in. And yeah, go to the cooler. I think we have a USB on the side. USB there. Yes. Now. That USB. All right. With that, let's go ahead and start installing some fans. Did you get a white card for the all-white build? Jesse, we were supposed to get a white card, but that's somewhere on a UPS truck in limbo, and I can't find another one. It's an RTX 4060. They're really hard to find in white right now, so I stole an RTX 4060 out of an inventory build because we're pushing the time frame on this build. So I don't think I'm ever going to see that RTX 4060 that's stuck on a UPS truck somewhere, lost in limbo. Like I said earlier in the stream, it's on the UPS truck going across the country on a great adventure, enjoying its life. But not in this PC. Good evening, Army Vet. Welcome back to the Build Show, sir. How are you doing, sir? God, I don't know if there's a benefit on Twitch or YouTube or whatever. I don't know. Max must have ordered the extra fan. Is that what you're saying, Ant-Man? Man. Man, oh man. But let's get some fans installed. We can start with the rear one since it's on the top. So these are infinity looking fans with the side mirrors by Asia Horse. This right here reads, remove before use, in some sort of Chinese. The language I don't understand. Cause you don't like Twitch, Voss. I get 7 ads every freaking 10 minutes. Yeah, it's alright, man. That's why I stream to multiple platforms, so you can choose the platform that you'd like. You could choose YouTube if you like YouTube. You could choose Twitch if you like Twitch. If you like Facebook, go to Facebook. I'm on them all. I'm even on Kick. Ow. Nice. All right, next we're going to install reverse blades on the side for intake. Phone keyboard's really small. I am not streaming to MySpace, Tat. Sorry. Sorry if that hurts your feelings. Are reverse blade fans more expensive than normal fans? I think they're about the same price. I know when they first came out, they were more expensive because companies took advantage of the fact that everybody wanted reverse blades. But they shouldn't have been more expensive because it's like the same price to build it. I'll be putting more zip ties in this system later anyway, but wanted to get those out of my hair. coming together. Got the mirror finish on the sides. So last is our bottom fans here, and then we can start tackling our... Oh. These ones don't have peels at all, and they look like ass. What the hell? I don't know if this gives you guys a better view or not. Kind of have the side view over here. Onra, classic Amazon sending open box of everything. I know. This was probably open box, though it was supposed to be brand new. So it's alright. As long as they work, I'm okay with it. But there's definitely signs of it being an open box unit. There we go. It's coming together. Very nice. So we can see a nice thumbprint right there. Pretty clean. Get these plugged in here and tidied up. They are a mess. 5 in a row again. What happened to the last streak? Did you lose the last streak again? I've never seen Ben not talk to chat before. He's cooking. Sorry, man. I'm trying to get these cables as nice. So, the secret is that this build is actually an anniversary gift, I believe. So, it's a pretty important one. It might be the difference in whether or not the relationship continues. Right? Never thought I'd be under this much pressure. I'm just gonna leave it long drawn out. Pile of wires. Like so. Chat, remember to hit the like button on the live, please. Oh, thank you, owner. That's very, very sweet of you. Should I stream some Fortnite in 15 minutes? Yeah, go for it. Stream some Fortnite. Wow, this one needs extra effort. Well, I just don't want to sit here and keep building this thing with all these extra cables from the RGBs and the fans flopping around everywhere. I can take care of it right now and just get it out of my face. Be done with it. It'll make the tail end of the build a lot faster. The final cable management will be super fast. But I mean, here's this long flappy doodle thing. I'm just gonna stuff in here like that. But I mean, that's pretty clean for as many cables that ran through there. I mean, as long as this side looks nice and clean, and which it does. That's the important piece. Clean cables down here in the holes too. Good job. Good. All right, let's get the cooler out. Or you know what? Let's do the EPS cables. So let's get the extensions. It's extension time. If you weren't streaming and putting it all focus on one build, how long do you think it would take? So this build, if I wasn't streaming and talking and chit-chatting and breaking my focus, if I went face down on this thing, I'd probably be done in like 35, 45 minutes, I'd say, give or take. Maybe a little extra time, maybe an hour. Hour max. Oh yeah, and we got pink and white cables. So you know which one this is for, right? Jeez, that's quick. Yeah, you can bust out a build pretty quick. It doesn't take much. With all the extras, the cable combs, all these extra fans that we're doing in the build, it does take a little bit more time, but I think the quickest build I've done is 20 minutes, is my PR. Those are for more simple builds, without an AIO and stuff. But I think I could build one in less than 20 minutes if I had to. speedrun it, I dare you. I'd have to get the right system for that. I would not be looking at chat.
Almost.
I think on stream, the quickest I've built was like 20-something, 27 minutes. You got a laptop, don't you? So technically you do have a PC. All right, let's get that cooler out. Time to install an AIO. This is the Frozen Infinity 360 in white by Thermalright. What's unique about this is the fans have the mirror finish on the side, as well as the block itself has a mirror finish and it's square. And in the PC world, we call those infinity mirrors. It just replicates in a mirror over and over again. Which is a pretty cool effect. Okay, Ben, headed off to bed. All right, man. Thanks for hanging out for a little bit, man. It's good seeing you. Hey, man, have a great rest of your stream. Thank you. Will do. You have a good night, sir. I have a laptop, but I want a gaming PC. Is what I meant? Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. I know, I'm just messing with you. These, I think, are... Yes. One thing I forgot about is this cooler does not use the stock brackets. We have to install the Thermalright brackets, so I gotta remove these. But the plate is not going to fall backwards on AM5 because that is the contact frame is actually screwed into the same plate. So the whole back of the plate, the back plate is for the socket 100%. So in AM4, if I unscrewed all four of these, you'd lose the back plate. The back plate stays for AM5 as long as you have the CPU installed and you have your contact frame in there. Doesn't go anywhere. Hey, what's up, what's up, man? Sass? What's good? Welcome back to the Build Show, sir. So we could remove those brackets without losing the backplate. But the trick is, if you do need to remove it, and it's a setup where you can set it up on one side at a time, just remove one bracket at a time and replace it with the new bracket, and then it's not going to go anywhere. In this situation, don't have to worry about that. Bloody hell. Come here. What's the song called, man? Oh god, I'm dying to know. Hold on. It's called Decaying Dream. Decaying Dream. Or Decaying by Dream? Hold on, let me get more info on it. Yeah, it's decaying by Dream. It is available on Epidemic Sound, which is a platform that I pay for to have music, so I don't get those weird monetization flags. Hey, this is not your song. Yeah. You know, that kind of stuff. All right, let's stand this thing up and prep the cooler install. Hello there. Mr. AIO. Playing with some cables right now. Sorry, guys. Hang in there. Get this thing mounted in a second. All right. Let's mount this bad boy. Honestly, I like smaller YouTubes because they engage with their viewers more. Wait, how spell that? What do you mean, how do I spell it? Decaying. Like a decaying body. Look up a decaying body on Google, and you'll get the right spelling. Maybe it's how I pronounced it. Threw you off a little bit. Sorry. Is 24 subs in a YouTube channel started in December 2024 good? It just sounds like there's not a lot of consistency there. That's what happens on a small channel when you're first starting out. That's what happened with this channel. When I first started out, it took forever to get more followers. And I think the number one thing that you need to have with a channel is consistency. As long as you're consistent and people enjoy you for who you are, then you'll consistently get subs. Another really important thing to advertise your channel is YouTube Shorts. Now, all of this does take time. It's not going to happen overnight. And I've been doing build streams like this since, what, 2021, I think? So it goes back a long way, but I started out on Twitch, I think, originally, and I didn't switch over and start on YouTube for quite a while. So I was on Twitch only exclusively for a while when I first started, and then I decided, well, let me try different platforms just to expand, or just to be on all the platforms. I don't know, I thought that was really cool. Need to post more frequently? Yeah, posting frequently, engaging content is very important, especially on your social media platforms. I'm terrible at it, so if you look at my Twitch X, formerly Twitch, or my Facebook page, there's just nothing there. It's because I'm bad at it. I am very bad at it. If I focused on that and set up scheduled posts, and I was doing that in 2023 and it was doing really good. So it's proof behind the pudding, basically, is if you're consistent, you're posting, and you find the right times to post where most people are looking at the platforms, then you can really get some engagement on your content and even recycle some of the content to really help bring in viewers that haven't found you before. So it's like a million different things you have to do that combine to make it look like a small effort. So the effort bar doesn't look like it's worth it, but in the end, when you're doing it for a long period of time, because it's not going to happen overnight, it takes time. You'll eventually, start establishing core followers such as, you know, you guys. You guys, I would consider, are probably my most common core followers that are always joining in and engaging on the content and following the streams, joining the Discord. I consider those as core followers, and those are important. Especially, it's important to engage with them and continue to engage with them, because if you lose them, you start losing your core, and your core is basically what helps lift your channel up. So that's kind of the mathematics behind all of it. I don't know. I'm not very good at it. I just kind of understand it. Hey, what's up, crazy kid? Welcome to the Build Show, sir. Venomous Toad, man. Welcome back to the Build Show, sir. Haven't seen you stream in a while. Thought I stopped streaming. So I streamed yesterday. I streamed today. I'm going to stream probably tomorrow. But my last stream prior to that was last Friday, and then I just had a whole bunch of stuff I had to take care of that kept me from streaming. So yes, I didn't stream for a couple of days. And, you know, I try to stream at least a couple of times a week. So what I really need is to get a set schedule set. Like Tuesdays and Thursdays and Fridays are my stream days. And those are the days you know I'll be streaming. That's what I need to start doing. Why it's so dynamic with me right now is because I have so much on my plate. So I don't know if I'm going to be busy those nights or not, believe it or not. But if you're in IT, which I know a lot of you guys here are in IT or have done some sort of IT job in the past, but if you're in IT, you'll understand that a lot of maintenance and things have to happen after hours, after business hours, and sometimes that'll impact my stream schedule. So I can't always be available on a set schedule. So I try really hard to do it, you know, as consistently as possible. At least get some streams in towards the end of the week, you know, maybe one in the beginning of the week, and it really kind of helps flow. But it's hard to do in my current situation. So I think eventually here I will get a little bit more consistent. Just right now it's just a little chaotic, so the schedule stays a little chaotic. You know, you were gone for a bit. I was watching every night, but then I didn't see you for a while. I mean, I don't know, guys, I've been streaming pretty consistently. I feel like at least a couple times a week. Understood, makes sense. I think there was 1 week while we were dealing with my wife's my wife lost her mom, so we were dealing with that, and I was away from streaming, I think, for a week or maybe a little longer, because we had the funeral and all the other things, and it was pretty busy during that time. I think I even did a couple of streams during that time, but it was a busy time during that time, so maybe that's the time you're referring to. But I mean, for the most part, I've been at least getting a couple of streams in every week. What do you guys think? What do you guys think I should do to the channel to make it better? Give me some feedback. All right, let's get back to the build while you guys cook up some ideas there. And don't be scared to share an idea. I don't turn any of them away. Yeah, it might have been during that time, and thank you. Yeah, it was a rough time. So we're still actually dealing with the aftermath of all that, because she inherited a bunch of stuff, and now we're dealing with all the legalities around that, which is a big nightmare, to be honest. Build me a free PC, lol, JK. So we do, I know, John, you know, we do the PC giveaways around holidays, but I give them to families in need. So I used to give them away to subscribers, and we used to do that whole, I don't know, pull a name out of a hat style thing. And we just don't do that anymore. There was just too much drama involved, actually, back in the early days of the stream. So we stopped doing that. So Onra says, build videos, those 15-minute edits that show the entire build, that gives a lot of views. Your community going to increase a lot with that. Yeah, I could do that. I could take the lives and cut them up into maybe shorts, shorter versions of it, or smaller versions of the build, and then add some commentary to it, talking about what I'm doing maybe through the build. I know another builder that does that. He and I are actually kind of buddies. We share parts every now and then when we're in a pickle and we talk. I moved my PC part from my old case to the new case, or go live on your phone. That's interesting. Sex in Minecraft. I don't know if I'll do that. I think it's good now. This is my second live, and I love it. Nice. Rigged soldier. Oh, dear. Yeah, definitely don't need it. Just want it. No, I hear you, man. I hear you. Yeah, the whole rigged comment, that was the crap that we got, you know, for building and giving away a PC. You know, it's like, dude, you know, we just pulled a name out of a hat. Honestly, you saw it live, and we actually did the spinning wheel thing, whatever it is. So it was completely random. We did I don't know. I'd have to go look, see if the video even exists. I think it was over on Twitch at some point. Or that's where we did the last one anyway. Venomous Toad, for me, it's just consistency. But I get you have a life and family. I know. People get in the habit of watching you and becomes a routine. No, I hear you. I try to stay as consistent as possible. So for the most part, you'll see streams Thursdays, Fridays, and probably Monday or Tuesdays. Those are the 2 days that flip-flop, and occasionally I'll try to get in a weekend stream if we're super busy. But it really comes down to the amount of PCs that we have to build. That also has a huge impact on my streams. If I don't have a crazy ton of builds to do, it's going to decrease my live streams. Because these are all builds that customers are paying for that we're building. You know, if I could build for free, you know, based off of what YouTube revenue creates or Twitch revenue creates, I would totally do that. Would love to do that. It's on the bucket list eventually. Maybe the channel grows to that point. That's why I said it, yeah. So you already know. Yeah. Sounds like you've got experience with it. Right on, exactly. Yeah. I try. Really not hard enough, but, you know, consistency is important. I preach it, and I don't really get it. Don't really do it right. I really wanted to start flipping PCs, but I just don't have the money to do so right now. Yeah, it's hard to start if you don't have any, you know, funds to start, unless you start with, like, something really low and cheap. But you do need some sort of, you know, bankroll to start with it. Unless you get something for free, then you can start flipping. For example, you could take that 1 terabyte SSD you have and sell that. You could sell your laptop, but I mean, you're going all in there. Those are things that you could, you know, sell, make some money, and start buying up and flipping. You just got to do it right. But it can be done. Like an all-in scenario. Okay. Why is this so bugged out? Alright, one of the last things we got to deal with is a power supply and graphics card. One of the last couple of things, and then we'll have very simple cable management since we've already done most of it here. Let's drop a card in here. In that case, a job is needed. Yeah. Might have to wait on that until you're old enough to jump in a job. SATA SSD. Yeah, those go for pretty cheap. Probably like $40 used. What kind of graphics card is that? This is a Gigabyte NVIDIA RTX 4060. And I believe it was the Eagle. Or something like that. I think. We were supposed to have a white card. But that white card is somewhere on a UPS truck lost in limbo, enjoying its great adventures across the United States. And I cannot find another white card within a reasonable price. I think my limit was like $330 for an RTX 4060 maximum that I would spend to get a white one. And those just don't exist anymore, at least when I was looking. I could not find one. This, of course, was about a week or so ago. All right. Power supply time. This is a 850 watt 80 plus gold power supply by Sagittep. It is a fully modular power supply, although I'll probably install all of the cables onto the power supply so that the cables don't accidentally disappear in the future. That way, they'll have all of their power supply cables for future upgrades. That does like to happen with customers. See it a lot. I have the RTX 3090. Nice. It's a good card. I have a 3070 Ti personally in my rig. I just didn't need the 3090 for what I do. I just play PUBG every now and then and, you know, stream. You have a 5070 XT. 5700 XT. AMD card. It's a good card. Even today, it's a good 1080p card. You can actually run 1440p with 5700 XT as well. I don't talk, it's because I'm playing Fortnite with my friend. Yeah, no worries, man. Cool, you're still hanging out. It's Friday night. Get some games in. Upgrading soon. Nice. Tat over there on Twitch playing the sax band. Do. Wish I had that kind of money to spend. Get an upgraded graphics card. Yeah. Yeah. I don't have any money right now either. The economy just sucks right now. Everything's just meh. Dropping Masked Meadows. You go to a 5070 Ti, that'll be a good card. You build anything with a 5090? Venomous Toad. Last Friday, we built a Threadripper build with an RTX 4090. That one was a bad one to miss. You could go back and watch it if you wanted to. So yes, we did do a 5090. I've done all of the 50 series cards except for the 5060 Ti now. Soldier Hard 89. I'm upgrading from a 2600 and 5700 XT and a Ryzen 5 to a Ryzen 5 9600 and a 5070 Ti. That'll be a good upgrade. How easy are they for you to get? They're actually not hard to get right now. The 5090s are actually pretty easy. Damn. I can't remember what my old graphics card was, but I can tell you that it was tiny. It could barely handle Fortnite or any kind of like extreme gaming. It was probably like a GTX or a GT 1040 or something like that. It was tiny and it lagged a lot. That's what it sounds like. Costing around 1700. Dang, that's a good chunk of change you're putting into the build. When I get my new graphics card, I sold my old one to a buddy of mine, and that helps his friends out finding computer parts to upgrade their computers. Nice. Ben, close to 1K. What? Really? What are we at? What's the number right now? I don't even know what to do when we hit 1K. Like, do I jump? Do I defy the laws of gravity? I don't really have a protocol for for 1K. Is there a protocol? When you get 1K, build me a gaming PC, John. I wish I could. Truly. Last PC I gave away was at a LAN event. There was this kid that showed up to the LAN event. He was 100% dedicated to showing up to this LAN event. I'd say he was probably like 15 years old. And he was LANing. Hear me out, guys. And I got pictures of it, and I could post it in the Discord for you. I'll show you. I got pictures of that. But he was gaming. He showed up to a LAN event, gaming on a Dell Optiplex, and it was a slim Dell Optiplex, so it wasn't a MT. It was one of those other, I forget the sizes Dell has. MT stands for mid tower, and I think it was an ST, which is a slim tower. So he had the side panel off and had a full-size graphics card installed into the PCIe slot, sticking outside of the side of the case. This is how dedicated he was. And he was gaming on like a I don't know what keyboard and mouse he had, but he was gaming. I mean, that's gaming right there. When, you know, you don't have the money to do it, you know, you're a kid, you're starting out, and you're just doing what you have to do to jump in a game, and he showed up to a LAN event like that, not even caring what people thought about his rig. You know, there's everybody else with their $10,000 rigs or whatever, you know, massive beasts with liquid cooling, and, you know, and I was a sponsor at this event, at this LAN event. It was a 3-day event, and at the end of the event, I should have done it earlier, but I didn't get the idea until after, because I thought it was so cool, and I couldn't stop thinking about it. I'm like, man, this kid is going somewhere. he's desperate to game, and he was there every single day. So I gave him a brand new build that I had there that I didn't mean to give away. It was actually just a showpiece, and I gave it to him. I was like, here's an upgrade. He was absolutely floored that happened. So that was something cool we got to do. But, you know, it was kind of in the moment type of thing. That was the last time I gave a PC away. That was last year's LAN event for the FIDUS 2024 in Pennsylvania. If anybody knows about it. It's a decent sized event. I'd say there's like 300, 400 people there sometimes. Which is pretty cool. Cool to see, you know. Cool to see, you know, there's still LAN events happening. I feel like they're getting older. As time goes on, they get smaller, I feel like. But I think LAN events are super cool, because it's the social portion of it, and the fact that you're just up gaming for 3 days straight dedicated to it. It's like the coolest thing to me. It reminds me of my days when I was young, because we used to do that when we were younger. When I was a kid, the young yipper-snapper, we used to game 24/7 for 3 days straight. Alright guys, what do you think of the cable management here? Is that good stuff? Top notch? That's what I'm gonna do. At least the amount of work that I want to put into it is the best I'm going to do. Oh, come on, Tat. What was a fail trumpet for? 10? Can you give me a fail trump? Fail trumpet? I actually do recommend, I'm actually going to do this, fix this right now. If you buy this case, I do recommend taking this mesh off, because it significantly reduces the airflow with that mesh on. You already have perforated metal here and perforated metal here. You really don't need that mesh, and if you really need it, go ahead and put it on the outside so you can easily remove it. I don't know. I don't like it. It restricts way too much airflow. And same thing with the top. I usually tell people to remove these on the top because this is all exhaust. You really don't need a mesh here. The only thing it really does is make it look pretty. About all I can say. I'm not a big fan of it there. Oh man, it looks really nice. I sure hope it works. Looks very good. Yeah, let's take a look on the side here. Let's change our view. There she is. Excuse me. What do I do with the inventory builds, John? I put them on the website and they sell. So, it's the quickest way you can get a build through me, because they're already built. Pretty neat, very tidy best. 10 out of 10, very cool, thank you. Steve the Stain said he approved. Thank you, chat. Nah, it looks good. Thank you, chat. Oh yeah. Danger Zone PCs and repair over there in the Twitch. Huh. Should you ever unplug stuff out your PC with the power supply on? No. You should generally shut the power supply off when you are handling your PC internally. Or unplug the power supply. Fire it up. You guys are ready? Oh. You want me to turn this one on? Oh, okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Hopefully it RGBs. Oh, there she is. Oh, look at that soft. Oh, that was smooth. It was so soft coming on. So smooth. Looks like we're hanging on a light though, so that's concerning. Although it is AM5, so... DDR5 takes a second. Skynet would be proud. Make him be blush and stop it. So soft and smooth. Oh jeez. Sweet build, 11 out of 10. Thank you, John. Go get that ranked Fortnite, man. Hmm. Really, Tat? Yeah, the Asia horse fans are actually not that bad. They're pretty good. They look clean. I like them. Probably use those for the Infinities going forward. I gave a subscriber a gaming PC. Doesn't have to be me. Give. Oh, she's pretty, lol. Whose PC is that for? This is for AJ. Or at least, I think it's for his significant other. This is a anniversary build. So it's for their anniversary. Those fans are sick. Thank you, Wick fans. These are by Asia Horse. They have them in reversed and regular blades. Do I have the Amazon link for that? I could locate them, but I would recommend just jumping in the Discord and reminding me to drop the link in Discord. If my PC costs $3,100, right, and I'm selling it, yeah? What's in it? Bubble Yum cables are a nice touch, yeah. They're nice. Do I sell it for double the price? No? I don't think that's how it works. Typically, you just look at the value of the hardware on eBay, is what I would recommend. That's not always perfect. So the value being sold as, or recently sold on eBay would probably be a good way to look at value and then go from there. But double the price is not how it works, typically. Tat. Your PC is actually not too far off from that, Tat. Alright, well, we got the build built. I don't know why we're not posting. I'll have to dig into that. But I'm not going to take it any further from here on the stream. I'm tired. I had a long day. It's 11:40 p.m. I still got some more things I got to take care of, but I'll figure out this post and probably update you guys on the Discord channel. And if you guys want to join the Discord, you can type in the chat !Discord and it'll spit out a link to the Discord. So if you haven't already, join the Discord. Used effects are sold by less of its brand new value. But there's the link in the chat, in the YouTube chat, if you wanted to join the Discord. We have tons of people in the Discord. It's a lot of fun. A lot of people ask a lot of questions there too. So a lot of advice is handed out there. But yeah, this is the build. So we got it built. I just got to figure out why it's not posting. I have a feeling it's the motherboard. It came from Amazon, and a lot of times these boards don't come with more recent BIOS versions, especially from Amazon, because they probably sat for a while, and that box looks like it sat for a while to BH. So I'm going to try to do a QFlash BIOS update on the motherboard, which will more likely solve the problem that I'm having right now because of the RAM that I'm using. I think that's what it is. Let me see what light it is. Yeah, it's sitting on the DDR light, the RAM light, so that is the problem, the RAM. So, if that's the problem, should be solved with a quick BIOS flash. QFlash. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. You're welcome. Glad you guys got to hang out and enjoy the stream. So, with that being said, we are going to try to do another build stream tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is the 7800 XT build that we're going to be doing, which is a pretty cool build. So hopefully you guys are able to join us tomorrow evening. We'll be starting probably around the same time, probably after 8 p.m. I'm trying to get these started a little earlier, but it's not been easy getting to the streams lately. It feels like I got a pile of things I got to do every time, and it's just, the list never shortens. It just keeps growing bigger and bigger, the task list. But thank you again, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow night. Enjoy your evening. Happy Friday. And if I don't see you tomorrow night, have a awesome weekend, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a good night, guys. Yes, sir. I'm done for the night. Have a good night, John. Have a good night.